Hi guys, Guinea Pigs 1 here today. So I am joined with Seymour. Seymour is my bunny that I adopted when he was 1.5 years old. He is now 5 years old. I thought it'd be good to do an updated video on him. The last time I did a bonding little taming tips and tricks about him was quite a while ago. So Seymour, when I first got him, he wasn't neutered and he wasn't very socialized at all. First thing I did was make an appointment to get him neutered. He had some very bad habits like spraying his pee and also being extremely aggressive and territorial about his things. So that's all related to his hormones and kind of just being a bunny. So all rabbits, I really believe, should be spayed and neutered, especially the females that are prone to uterine cancers. But as for boys as well, unless you want to deal with pee being sprayed around and nasty territorial behavior possibly, get them neutered. So it took a couple months for us to notice a difference, and the first thing you notice would be he has excellent bathroom habits now. No spraying pee to scent mark, which is a pretty big deal when you're having your rabbit have free range of the room. You don't want them peeing everywhere. And the next thing, he slowly decreased how aggressive he was being when I would touch his things. I have never been bitten by Seymour, but let me tell you, he can scare you. When I used to be doing stuff inside of his cage, like tidying up, moving his litter box, anything like that, he would come at you, he'd dive at you, he'd do the boxing, like the little digging motions, grunt, snort. He would get a bit crazy. And it was quite intimidating, I have to be honest. Like, I'd pull my hands back because I was scared that he was going to bite me. So those behaviors calmed down a ton. Now Seymour is still Seymour. He is a sassy boy. And he still only interacts with me on his terms when he feels like it. So this spot where he is right now is up on a boot rack that has a seagrass mat attached to it. This seems to be the place he will go when he feels like having you pet him. There's times where he's out on the carpet laying down and I'll go to sit beside him because I want to pet him, and he'll get up and leave. But anytime he jumps up here, it seems to be his way of saying, I want you to pet me now. Or for my husband, Seymour will come by and pull his pant legs or knock into his legs when he wants attention, and my husband can just reach down and start petting him, and he will bow his head and lay down on the carpet and wants Chris to keep petting him. But for me, it seems to be up here is his place where he's like, hey mom, I'm ready to be pet. So to play with Seymour, again, he has to be really interacting with me. He likes to grab my shirt, like pull my legs, give me gentle nips on my legs, and he gets silly. And sometimes I can shake paper and he'll do little binkies. I can roll like a little ball to him and he'll go grab it. Stuff like that. But otherwise, if he's not in the mood and you try to bring a paper over and shake it at him to see if he wants to play, he'll get grunted or snorted at. Pretty much him saying, leave me alone. But I have to say, he is a sweet little baby angel. He just has a certain personality, right, that you can't change. He is not a pet that wants to be held or cuddled. I still cannot pick him up unless I corral him into a smaller area. And when you do pick him up, he is extremely tense and rigid. And he also will like snort and grunt and breathe really heavy. All the pigs are yelling, so now he's leaving. Are you coming back? So to pick him up, I corral him, and I only pick him up if I absolutely have to. And the times that I pick him up are just for nail clipping, and as soon as I'm done, I let him go. There is a video on me doing nail clipping if you guys wanted to see that. So he's really interactive with you on some days. Other days I could sit down here on the floor and he will 100% ignore me. Where are you? It's hiding under there now. So I find him a lot different than owning guinea pigs. Piggies always seem to want your attention, love to be held and touched all the time, where Seymour, it just depends how he's feeling that day. Bunnies are very destructive. Seymour loves to chew the table eggs. He sometimes rips carpet up. He loves to destroy boxes, rip paper. Those are all just regular bunny behaviors, but it's something to keep in mind. They can get pretty messy, so you have to bun-proof a room. Now, fleece is not something Seymour has been able to have before. I was just testing out with this cage liner today to see if he's over his destruction of fabrics. So we will find out, because I would love to give him like a little fleece bed to sleep in for something cozy, but who knows. So he's a really good bunny for using his litter box. He has a great appetite. He's very friendly and sweet. He just is quite sassy, but I don't mind that at all. Sometimes he still will do little dive bombs at your hand if you're bugging him. He's never bit me, as I said before, but still sometimes he wakes me up. I definitely could never see him being a rabbit for a tiny kid, because he's just not that type of bunny. A lot of bunnies really aren't types of bunnies that want to be picked up and held and stuff. They more like to be on the floor. But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't have it any other way, would I? You don't mind me kissing you. You're cute. I love you. You're such a good boy. Yeah, so that's fun. If you want to leave any questions below, this was a very rambly video. I don't even know what I talked about. So if I didn't cover an area that you want to know about Seymour, then just leave a comment question below and I will answer you. And I know one of the biggest things people ask me about him is, why doesn't he have a friend? Or the other one is he going downstairs with the other pets? Yes, he's going downstairs with the other pets. And I don't have a friend for him because, as I mentioned before, it took so long to get his trust and to get him used to us to start with. And the other thing, I personally am not interested in owning more rabbits. So if I were to get him a friend, like, where do you draw the line? Who's the last rabbit that you get? It would just kind of be a continuous cycle. Now, he was a special case where he had a chance to come here, so I took him on and I love him to pieces. But in the future, I just don't see myself being a rabbit person. But until then, he has everything else he could absolutely ever want, and I love him so much. And yes, he will of course be downstairs with the other pets. He likes to look at Apple and Huckle, who have the cage on the floor now, and I'm sure he's used to hearing everybody else moving around, eating, and that has to be comfort to him as well, knowing the other pets are around. Luckily, he really enjoys when my husband comes in here and pets him. I think he knows that my husband's never going to pick him up to do his nails or things that Mom bugs him about. So he's always really friendly and loves when he pets him. It's just for me. Sometimes he's a little iffy. But right now, you're just being a sweetie. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully this video was alright. I will see you guys later.